Video games, one of the most enjoyed forms of entertainment in recent years. And with popularity comes conflict. Different people like different games: first-person shooter, platformer, hack and slash, puzzle, open world, etc.
Don't forget about roguelikes!
However, the one I would like to focus on is my favorite genre, RPGs. Now, what exactly is an RPG? Well, Wikipedia likes to define it as a game in which players assume the roles of characters in a fictional setting. But with that logic, isn't every video game an RPG? No matter what game it is, you're playing a fictional character in a well-defined world. Freaking Pac-Man is an RPG. Defining what an RPG is a challenging thing in and of itself. This is because of the number of hybrids and subgenres of RPGs. We've got action RPGs, strategy RPGs, JRPGs, adventure RPGs. However, most gamers can agree that when they hear RPGs, they think of turn-based RPGs. After all, turn-based RPGs are what the first RPGs started as. So for simplicity's sake, when I say RPGs, I'll be referring to traditional turn-based / tactical RPGs. This system rewards strategic planning more than quickness. RPGs can trace their creation back to tabletop games like Dungeons & Dragons. This game helped popularize many of the qualities associated with RPGs today, such as character classes, abilities, races, HP, leveling up, and, of course, turn-based combat. RPGs were first introduced to the world in the mid-70s. However, back then they weren't much more than text and numbers on a screen. As time passed, however, and technology advanced, so did RPGs. Ultima can be thanked for establishing what most gamers think of as an RPG. It was the first commercially successful series of computer RPGs. Throughout the next decade, games like Fantasy, Questron, and Rings of Zephlin helped introduce new elements like party-based gameplay, cutscenes, and minigames. For many console owners, their first experience in an RPG genre would be thanks to Final Fantasy VII. It was released in 1997 for PlayStation and was given universal acclaim from critics. This game helped many people open their eyes to the RPG genre that PC players had enjoyed for so many years. However, I was born in 2003, so I wouldn't have my first RPG experience until 2010, when my mom bought me Pokemon White. I got the game after getting tired of my cousin's obsession with it, and I wanted to see for myself why I liked such a boring looking game. When I finally got to play it, I was shocked at how fun it was. The game's fun didn't come from any fast-paced gameplay or exciting combat, it came from the decisions. The strategy involved with every action was what kept me hooked, and it's what, to this day, keeps me hooked. I love RPGs. Finding out how to use the limited moves you have and creating a strategy to see how it plays out is a feeling that's difficult to copy. Like chess, you have to plan out your current move and how your opponent will respond and act accordingly. Unlike chess, there's always an element of chance in RPGs. There's always a chance your move will miss, or your opponent will bring out a devastating move, or a critical attack will change the tide of battle. It's that element of chance that keeps players on their toes. Do they want to risk being left wide open if it means they could land a game-changing attack? RPGs are at their best when every turn feels like it could make or break the fight. The feeling of knowing that you're mere seconds away from a sure victory against a challenging enemy is truly something that makes you fall in love with the genre. This style of play doesn't ask you to rush. It takes its time, allows the player to appreciate the moments from beginning to end, and still gives enough excitement to make you throw your hands in victory or throw your controller at the screen. However, RPGs aren't for everyone. So, out of my love for RPGs, I set out to find out why. I made a 3-question survey and got 85 self-proclaimed gamers to fill it out. The first question had gamers sort out their favorite game genres from favorite, number 1, to least favorite, number 8. If we add the total points each genre got, we can find out what games in general are liked the most. First came first-person shooter, second was open world, third was RPG, then fighter, puzzle, platformer, hack and slash, and in dead last sports. Now it's important to understand that this doesn't mean sports was the least liked. In fact, it got the most amount of number 1 ratings in the whole survey. However, it also got the most amount of number 8 ratings. So I guess you either really like sports games or you really hate them. Next I asked, do you like turn-based RPGs? 44.7 said no and 55.3 said yes. Some of the things said by those who do like RPGs are: and some of the things said by those who don't like RPGs are: many players just want to sit down and have the instant gratification of victory. I can't blame them, I do too.
Oh, it's an overhead!
Yeah, I totally didn't just continuously mash the same 2 buttons over and over again.
Hey, could you like...
Woo!
Oh my god!
Best gamer NA, honestly,
that's
you're
really
trash.
annoying.
You're trash, bro. Perfected. Honestly, uninstalled.
was-
Today, most games stick to faster and more intensely gratifying forms of gameplay, mostly favoring real-time frenetic combat. The reason that many players don't enjoy turn-based games is that they're less immersive. They don't enjoy seeing characters simply stare at each other for an eternity while you contemplate what to do. Many find the gameplay too repetitive and slow, or simply too long, and I can understand that. Different people enjoy different things. I may not agree with them, like at all, but I can at least respect their opinions. By doing so, maybe one day they might take the chance at having their mind changed, as I did. If not, that's fine. After all, if we all liked the same things, this world would be a lot more boring.